Steffi was talking about food for thought, and I know that you're talking about food, so we're gonna make this quick and entertaining so that you guys get something. Also, education. We might be talking about the future of anything, but without education, it doesn't work. I wanna give you 3 stats so that we level set the conversation and talk about how powerful education can be. There's more than 244 million children and youth worldwide that are out of education, and that will actually represent a workforce that is not prepared. On the economic impact, every additional year of schooling can increase a person's earnings by an average of 10%, significantly lifting families and communities out of poverty. And by 2030, leveraging technology in education could add $2.5 trillion to the global economy annually. Do we like that? Yes, highlighting the role of innovation and transforming learning outcomes. This conversation today is with a pathbreaker that has worked in the space of tech and education for decades. Steffi said it, 2009, he was here launching the University of the People, which is a non-for-profit, tuition fee, online university, democratizing education for all. So Shai, from that moment on, 2009, I want you to pay attention to this. He has enrolled more than 153,000 students worldwide, including 19,000 refugees, 4,300 Afghan women staying safely from their homes, and 60,000 students in Africa. Please join me in thanking and welcoming Shai Reshef, President of the University of the People.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
awesome.
you. Should we?
So, I can't wait to start this conversation, but first let's watch a video.
This is the first time I had to run for my life and leave Ukraine and leave my family.
We were rushing to provide aid after we heard screams from a house that was struck by an artillery shell. And sadly, the second shell fell right next to us. Somehow I emerged without a scratch, and my dad passed away immediately with an injury to the head. So he died fulfilling his message, and I think I'm a part of his message. That's why I actually believe I should follow my dreams.
Women and girls in high school are not allowed to continue their education. I was left with no choice to leave my university. It's really been a tough situation for women in Afghanistan.
This was my dream, my mission, to become an innovative teacher, to implement all the knowledge I have got in your people in Ukraine.
I wanted to be a theoretical physicist, which is why I have Professor Einstein right there. So that was my life dream since I was like 5 years old.
I want to be a data scientist and pursue a career in the field of data science.
My hope for the better was your people, because I focused here on my assignments, and I believe this helped me to survive. Ukraine is my home, and I really want to come back and to become a more effective teacher with the diploma of your people.
University of the People did open my eyes to my own abilities that I have actually forgotten about. I'm aiming to study physics and hopefully become a theoretical physicist, have my master's and PhD, and work in academia.
The University People is really, it is a hope for me. It opened a door of light for me. University of the People gave me this chance to continue my education as a computer science student and actually educate with a bachelor degree. It is a big thing.
Amazing. So 2009, you're a DLD baby. You launched the University of the People here. Now you have announced, and you're quoted everywhere in every paper, that you're going to be the university of 1 million students. Tell us about the journey and how are you going to get there?
So I announced the university here, I mean at the DLD in 2009. The next day, the New York Times wrote a page about it, and the rest is history. The following day, I had hundreds of emails from professors who said, this is a great idea, we want to help, and they actually built it. So it was a long journey. We started from scratch with volunteers. We got our initial accreditation in 2014. At that point, we had 500 students. Since then, we are on escalating. We are actually on exponential growth. We have now 153,000 students. As you mentioned, 60,000 are from Africa, almost 20,000 are refugees. We have, you saw one of our over 4,000 women who are hiding in Afghanistan and studying with us. But there are, according to UNESCO, there are 100 million people in the world that do not have, in 2025, do not have seats in the existing universities. We're building a model to show that higher education can be accessible and affordable to all with the right quality. So this is our mission, to build a model to accommodate as many students as we can, and indeed, million students is our next goal, and at the same time show others that it can be done so others will replicate it, and we believe that nobody should be left behind. Every single person on earth should have the opportunity for higher education. It should be a basic right for all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it is essential for anything that we want to do. So what is the role of AI in this educational reform that you're leading and have been working on for decades?
So we do not believe that we can reach million students without AI. AI should be the tool that will enable us doing it, from recruiting the right students. We have a lot of students now that coming to us and they are not ready and cannot make it. From writing the courses, again, with human intervention, but writing the courses. Helping the students both in their academic journey, but also answering their questions. The university is based on volunteers. We have 47,000 volunteers. I'm a volunteer, the deans are volunteers, the professors are volunteers. But the question, and 1,500 of them are actually involved in teaching. But when we grow to 1 million, can we have 10 times more volunteers, teachers, professors? It's a question. AI can help us there, because when you think about it, probably every week we have about 10,000 students asking the same question. Can I submit my homework late? 10,000 times the professors answer the question. Well, are we sure that they even know what's the right answer? Well, AI can help us. Well, you don't even need AI for that specific question, but AI can help us identify students at risk, help them in what they need. It can help us improve graduation. It can help us find a job. So AI is a major tool for us to help our students to proceed with their career, with their education and career. At the same time, we are teaching our students how to use AI. AI is a great tool, and we still have some institutions that denied and forbidden the students to use it. They do use it. We believe that you should let the students use it, tell them how to use it, give them a question, send them to AI, and tell them, analyze what you got. When we teach computer science, and by the way, we only have business administration, computer science, and health science, bachelor level, and MBA, master in education, and master in IT. When we teach computer science, we obviously teach our students how to use AI to program. So AI is a great tool to stay there, and it's our way to get to the million students and beyond.
And I do think that with AI and with all the tools that we're seeing, we're going to see scale allow you to reach the places where we are, where you want to go, where you're going to probably reduce teachers and pretty much going to languages like Spanish, and I would love to talk to you about that. But I can only imagine that if I am Stanford or MIT, like Carlo Ratti around here, is that music to my ears? Have you faced any resistance? Because we've been hearing about like education being in crisis for so long, but nothing has really changed except a couple of online universities that are making it and breaking it. Like when is the conversions going to happen? Is this going to happen, and how has it been for you navigating the status quo education system?
Well, I think that online is the future. You know, when COVID came, before COVID, we were on the margin. We were not the real thing. When COVID came, we were the only one who knew how to perform while the universities were closed. After COVID, universities tried to come back and to avoid online. Well, it doesn't work. Think about it. There is no single student in the US these days that do not take at least one course online. And it's growing and growing because that's the future. The flexibility is there. The convenience is there, but also the quality is there. Now, some universities resist to it, but I think that it's unavoidable. It will be there, the quality is there, and students find job. You know, we have amazing graduates who work with the best companies in the world, from Amazon, IBM, Microsoft, Intel, and I can go on and on. And this is the future. So I think that some universities try to resist it. Some institutions feel that it's danger to higher education, but it's not us. It's the technology, and it will take over. So
paint the picture for us. Paint the picture. 5 years from now, what are we? 2025. So we're talking 2030, right? Like, so paint the picture for us. 2030, you're looking at how is the education of the world going to look like?
I think
all AI. Are teachers going to be our robots, and we're, university? Like, tell us.
Yeah, there will be teachers. There will be less teachers. When we look at ourselves, for example, as I said, you don't need the professors to do most of the work. But some work, the personal attention should be there. But what is it, 20% of their time? Not 100% of their time. So there will be institutions, universities will be there. I think that the top universities will always be there. The universities that are not very selective will have a harder time, because when you think about it, and especially when you look at the US, why should you pay tens of thousands of dollars every year when you can go to places such University of the People? And if you pay us, by the way, we are tuition free, but we are not free. We expect the students to pay $140 per each end of course assessment. So a full BA over as long as it takes them is $5,600. Why should you pay $30,000, $50,000, $70,000 when you can pay $1,000 or $1,400 a year? Now, we are paving the way. Others will do the same. So there will be change in higher education in 5 years. There will be many more online universities. I think that the existing universities will either find what's unique about them, what makes you so special that students should come to you, what's the price tag for this specialty? Because again, why should I go to you if I can find a place that is much cheaper? And I think that many universities will merge in order to have the scale and to offer what they do at a much lower price.
Can I ask just a raise of hands, who here hires people? Who is in the hiring position? Okay, from you guys, does it matter for you that it's online or not? Like, are you blind to whether it's online or not? Anyone that can, yeah? Are you blind to online?
I'm an entrepreneur of multiple businesses, but I'm very deeply vested in EdTech, so absolutely does not matter to me.
Does not matter. Okay. Well, I wish that all the companies that can hear us online and not can actually have an open mind on hiring also students that are coming from online educations. If I can put it on the Latino community in the United States, 20% of the population, like 60 million people, 20% of America, 30% of the US by 2060. And we need this kind of education, online education that you can do at the side, that is not crazy, gonna get you into debt, that you can do at your own pace, at your own time, when you're working at the same time, and that can allow you actually to graduate and have an opportunity. But it's not only good for Latinos, it's great for America, and if it's good for America, honestly, it's good for everybody, because at the end of the day, if you don't have 20% of your population ready for the workforce, then your competitiveness might be decreased. Tell me more about like what you think of these not only vulnerable populations, but just like going across education online for communities like mine and others.
I think that right now, first of all, people who come to us, the majority have no other alternative. Whether they are refugees, whether they are undocumented in the US, whether they are people who sell fruits on the street, or simply living in countries where there aren't enough universities. So they come to us because they have no alternative. However, we're a growing phenomenon. More and more people come to us because we are a better alternative. We give the flexibility. You can work and study. You can be a stay-home mom and still study with us. More and more companies accept our graduates. Yes, still some feel that, maybe it's not the real thing, but times go by and people realize they hire our graduate and see that the quality is there. So I think that that's where we're heading. And when I look at our students and then our graduates, they are at a situation where for many of them we are the right choice. However, when they graduate, there is no difference between them and the other students, and they get jobs in great places, and this phenomena is just to be continued. And I think...
Go on.
What?
Go on.
Okay, go on.
Go on.
So I think that this phenomena will grow. And look, I'll give you one example that happened in the last few weeks. When Assad fell in Syria, we keep getting emails every week from students who say, we are going back to our cities now to rebuild it from the knowledge we got from University of the People. For me, that was the reason to start the university. That's exactly why we need to let everyone have the opportunity for higher education. They will have a better future for themselves, for their families, for their community, for their countries, and for our world. The more educated people we have, the better world we'll have.
So, last question. Is the future positive for education?
I think it is positive for education. I think that many more people will get education. It will be slightly a different education. I think it will be a better one, but sure, yes.
Join me in thanking Shai Reshef for this incredible conversation on your book. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.